Yo, yo, yo.
What up? Rock and roll. Guys, we made it to we made it. It's episode 14. That's 14 episodes in. We figured we'd have a little laid back one tonight and take and do an episode about us. And then we got our buddy Joe in here with us tonight. We're gonna go over his build too, my build. And we'll take in if anybody wants to submit them to the Rolling Thunder Facebook page, we can go over their stuff too. What do you guys think about that?
Yes, sir.
Sounds great.
I figured we would take and we would begin. We'd start off with doing Casey's first, because he's the insane one, the windy boy. Then we're going to do Andy's, myself, then we'll save the best for last, our buddy Joe. He's got 36 door speakers or something like that. Was it 36 or 32? What was it?
24, 36, I don't know, whatever.
Something like that, yeah, some crazy number. We got El Fuego in here already. What's happening, buddy? That's
What up?
Yeah. But heck yeah, so I think it'd be a good one. It'd be a laid back one. If somebody wants to submit stuff, like I said, to the Rolling Thunder Facebook page, they can take it and we can bring up their stuff potentially too. But we'll go ahead and break this one in. I think we got some stuff set up, some photos set up here. We're gonna go over, and we're gonna kick it off with this one. This is Teddy Bear, the Christmas ham
Teddy.
dog. Yeah.
Well, Teddy, she's a senior Yorkie.
Yeah, of course Casey would send me some photos of trash and the thing, but it's still
Yeah,
sweet.
that was for Ramondo Walker. That's my road trash.
Yeah. Yeah, the trash of the road. That's like
clean everything else in.
Yeah, so when you have one bag like that, you're like, when I go to the gas station or something, that's when I'm chunking that. But
actually in the floor after that too.
We'll go back to that. We'll come back to that one. But this is Casey's insane Tahoe. So what's going on? What's going on under the hood under here, Casey?
I got a factory alt, and that powers my mids and highs. I didn't even take a picture of my mids and highs, but I have 2 Crescendo S2s and a Euphoria 4-channel. The Euphoria is just for the tweeters, and the 2 S2s are for the doors, which I have Crescendo UN Neos 8s. And for the tweeters, I have Massive Audio 80-watt silk domes. And so the factory alt, you see the red wire on the left, that's all for the mids and highs. And then the other 2 are 2 CES 370 amp alts, and those are going to a 140 amp hour Yinlong bank, Power Hog Lithium.
Yeah. I like what you did here with
Bigfoot fan.
Yeah, I was literally about to bring up the fan just then. I was saying, Joe, this is exactly what we need to come up with yours and have a bilge fan on your alternators.
Yeah, we have to do maybe a couple of them.
It kind of helps. I need to reroute a pipe to the cooler air because it's really just recirculating super hot, warm air.
But it's still better
breath.
than not air, though.
Yeah,
It's
the
better
biggest
than
enemy in
nothing, for sure.
electronics is heat, man. You don't want heat, especially coming from an engine. That's pretty hot. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Casey, your voltage stays pretty constant. So you're doing, you're clamping 13,000+ watts, and you can keep it. We're exactly
I'm
what
clamping just under 15,000 watts at 2.5 ohms out of a Salt 12K.
And that's just out of the 12K. That's
2.5.
not counting your mids and highs, amps, or anything.
That's with
So
the
it's doing
box rise, right?
overrated at 2.5
Yeah,
ohms.
what's with the impedance?
Yeah,
rise?
I have 5 times the rise. I started at home.
We'll go back to the amp in a second. What's the subs going on here? You can see it's freaking sweet
4
leather wrap
ZV6.
board.
Yeah, it's all leather wrap port. It's a 6-order enclosure, and I've got the metal all around it. Just added strengthening. I got a Scott Bowman brace in the middle there. Got one on the way as well. But they're 4 ZV6s, and that is 4-gauge wire going to them.
Yeah. No.
Awesome.
Look at this. He's got his new speedometer here. Got a 161 at 27 hertz.
Ooh.
Just
With
go
the
and
windows
flex
down
on
on the
this, Casey.
speedo.
Yeah.
Windy.
It did a 161 at 24, also at the headrest, like right behind, basically. I mean, the headrest basically the port of my truck.
We got Assault 12K. We got Power Hog Lithium. We got drop-in hertz fuse panels. We got fannies. What's going on back here, dude? This looks
Park
sick.
Innovation panties.
High roller.
Yeah, high roller. I went to Joanne Fabrics. I was like, I can't just have plain wood back here, and I found this cash stuff, and I threw it up there in one day. I haven't planned out what I really want to do finally back here, but I thought it turned out pretty cool just to throw up in a day, And there was a Crescendo amp, but so from the Crescendo, the 17K, I gained 3,000 watts going to the Salt 12.
That's crazy.
Which is it's crazy, dude. Because the Crescendo amp sounded really good. It was an amazing amp, but the price difference, I was like, is it worth it? And then I went to this, and so far so good.
What's that Salt 12K do on the dyno? I know they do way overrated.
at over like 20,000 watts. I mean,
Okay. So there's your
pretty
3,000 watts right there, man.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
stupid, man. I don't understand it.
The good thing Ed Lester's in the chat. You know, he won the first Sparked Award for Innovation, and look at that Battle of the Rings belt there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool Ed did that. Yeah, he's really starting to come around, man. I mean, I've been following him for about 2 years solid, almost 3 years on his YouTube channel. And he does some pretty cool stuff. Even the Eddie port, that was the first thing I was like, look at that port. It's an oval. It's not a square. It's not a circle. It's an oval. That's perfect. That's cool he did that for you guys.
The Spark stuff's awesome, man.
Dude,
It's really good.
Yeah, we'll go back.
Go back to my headliner, Scott.
That one?
Yeah, that's a little ring. There's actually a steel plate on the roof, a whole layer of foam between, but there's two 3/4 inch sheets of 13 ply Baltic birch, and then another sheet of 1/2 inch, which goes around. I'm not like pointing at the screen like you guys can see it, but it goes around, and there's lights that are inset inside of that, and that's actually my dome light.
Yeah.
So, and I have something else coming soon. So.
Bragger. The thing is, yeah, it's sick,
All
man.
suede and leather.
Orlando did an insane job on it, man.
Incredible, yeah. It's all hand stitched, like all the leather and suede. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he literally made it with love.
In one day.
It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
In one day. He did all the upholstery in one day.
There's a good thing of the alternators there, yeah. Look at the fannies. The Solid K looking good. I've got pretty much the same thing going on. I haven't decided what I'm doing back in here, but I know I'm reusing the fannies. Oh, yeah, Drew, you need to have him do your headliner. That'd be sick.
I just built I built little standoffs. I put some 3/4 and stacked it and glued it, and then wrapped it with some box carpet. And
yeah, I need to do the same thing for mine.
Fannies. Yeah, it helped out a lot, man.
You know what you need to do in your build since you got the money in the back? You got to do like one of those wind machines with the money in your car.
Yeah.
Throw it in there, have people
Just do
grab
Monopoly
whatever.
money, though.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, finally did a 60, man.
Uh-oh, who we made it to now? Oh, snap, we made it to Cookie Monster.
I was feeling good that day, man.
Bro,
Let me tell you.
Andy was feeling himself that day, bro. He's got the Oakleys on with the kicker stuck on those. Are those kicker sunglasses, or did you put that on there?
I threw that on there. We'll call them kicker.
Yeah, those are definitely Kicker's OEM certified glasses there.
Yes.
But what's going on here? This is Cookie Monster, Andy. What you want to tell me about it?
Well, if you don't know, you'll know now. This is Cookie Monster. This is the old school Solo X18, the 2007 version. It's in a roughly 10 cubic foot box with a 10-inch arrow. It's tuned to way below 40 hertz. Does a 150.3 in the kick, a 149.7 at the headrest, all under 2K so far. Bigger plans in the future, but man, it does the job. Now. I just got a little crazy on this one. I'm like, Kayla, go ahead. This is when I was in slamology. Yeah, that's how I really feel, you know? Like,
yeah.
I like the fur. Also, that is a
huge box. Like, you might as well be walled.
You're walled, bro.
I wanted to do walled. That's the thing. I am in a walled class. I was in a walled class when I was in the trunk. I was just too close to the roof, you know, and it's just tiny car. So I'm like, I'm going to do the most I can without doing a flat wall, because my experience with flat walls, you need a little bit of power. I didn't have that. So I went with a no wall and went a little big. But yeah, it's got right now 2 JY HP40s underneath the little storage spot behind where you can't see where the port is. It's actually a little secret door underneath there with my batteries where my spare tire would be. And I got one XS 3400 under the hood, soon to be put on a battery isolator. I do drive it.
Is it the D3400?
Yeah, it's the D3400. It's the engine safe one. It's meant for that car. It's not the reverse. It's the regular 34 for that car. And why I did that, I was just having charging voltages, and instead of messing with the voltage regulator, I just went, well, let's just throw an AGM in there and trick it, and I haven't had any issues since. And that's with the Ohio Gen 320 amp alternator. It does like 220 at idle, 320 at like, 10,000 RPM. But hey, it works.
El Fuego was asking, and I've heard the story before. Briefly, what made you name it Cookie Monster?
Cookie Monster. Well, I got that incentive from Bill Braun from Kicker. He's like, that looks like something that Cookie Monster would build. And I was like, wow, Cookie Monster, that's a good idea. He's like, yeah, I'd go with that.
Sick. And this dude's doing
a truck. Did anyone here name their own vehicles?
I did.
Right, I didn't even think
I
of
named
really
mine.
naming it. You know, that's funny you say that. I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, man, how did I come up with a build that actually has a name? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A lot of people are like, oh, you know, so and so's build, so and so's build, this build, that whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I got lucky. And that right there is just a cutout from when I made the Cookie Monster box, the big one. And I saved my cutout, and it was like really perfect. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I need a
that's the
hood.
Southern Solo X. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You cut
And
that thing out with a jigsaw?
Yes. I'm really
It
good at
looks that
cutting
good?
corners. Yes.
Good God,
That goes
man.
for more than one thing.
Yeah, you get
But yeah, I had some vinyl, and I was like, well, let me paint it white, and then I'll paint it black over top and then remove the sticker, and boom, came out like that. I'm like, that looks cool.
It held up pretty good.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, you know, I only use it for shows, and
sure.
the main reason I did it was because, you know, you want that heat to come out of your engine bay, because one, it's going to destroy your paint on your hood. Two, it's going to make your alternator run hotter, less power.
Yeah,
Just
I noticed a big difference in my AC temperature. I don't really notice a big difference in the voltage with the heat soaking, but my AC, if I don't have the hood open, it shows. Whew, it doesn't stay cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
The heck yeah, yeah, I love this thing. So you got the 2400 on it.
Yeah, just the KX 2400. You know that amp does 35 at 1, but I'm not seeing that. I'm rising to about 3 and plus ohms depending what I actually play. So I'm seeing anywhere from 1600 to 1950. I've hit over 2000 watts, but unloading, I got like 2200 out of it, or like 26 hertz, which it will do, but it's not quite as loud. You know how the meter works, so
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but you can demo and you can play low with that thing, do hair tricks, all that stuff, and it'd be fine with that all day. What's funny is like you probably can demo lower and longer. It's probably easier on it than you playing music on higher notes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how mine is too. When it gets higher, they start stinking a little bit faster. What's up, Drew?
What's up, Joe? Drew,
One of our
what's up, buddy?
teammates, well, there's-
Yeah, whenever I play
We've
the
got some
lows, I'm
crazy
only
stuff
clamping
going.
anywhere from 600 to about 1200. If I really go crazy, I can get about 1600, 1800 watts out of it, but then I am literally bottoming out that woofer. Yeah, it's just, it's too much. But it's kind of crazy because in the people's faces, they're like, whoa, what is that? I'm like, yeah, that's awesome, but I can't do that all the time.
Yeah. And then you, oh, wow.
Heck yeah, it looks cool at night, man, with the blue light on the top, and then the we put blue neons in the inside, me and Tony.
So you're about the level that I'm at now with like the lights. So like, okay, cool, it looks really awesome at night. Then you get somebody like Joe down here who just has so much light in his van and truck, like it doesn't matter what time of day it is, you're just freaking blinded by it. It's like a nightclub inside of it.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
That's
I'm gonna say it's blinding, but
yeah, and this is the my front stage.
You
Yeah.
take your vents out?
What's that?
You take the vents out for that?
Yes. Yeah, it was kind of a pain. It was kind of like, well, I'm already too far, can't put it back together, let's keep going. And then I did the other one, and it came out pretty good. Whenever I threw in these KSs, because I had the DSs before, and one of them blew, so I replaced it.
Yeah.
And that the second time I got a little bit better, and I put the shag in there. I want to do a whole shag dash, because my dash is just, it's been through it, and the Eclipses are notorious for like the
plastic being hard and brittle.
Yeah,
and
you can see it popping out on the right side above my stickers there. I was trying to hold it down. Yeah. So, and that's what happens when you park your car outside. I used to keep mine under a carport for years, and then we got our own place, and I left it outside, and then the heat got right to it. It turned right into like my girls. I'm like, oh no, it's from parking it outside. That damn
Cookie
heat.
Monster nipples.
Yeah, that's it.
He's in there tweaking. I'm pointing him right at his face. You know?
Yeah, I installed those because what's that?
At least you're not bullet tweets pointed directly.
No, I like what it's where it sounds good. I needed more front stage vocals, not 8,000 hertz and up, where it's just gonna hurt your ears.
These are great little speakers. You use them all the time at work.
Yeah, they got a little bit of bass, and I threw that picture there. That's when I got it signed by Steve Irby. I sent that to him because that's the one he physically heard, and it was blown when I sent it to him, because that's the one where the leads went at Slamology. And long story short, I got the signature, and then I gave it to my buddy Seth. I'm like, please do not destroy this. This has Steve Irby's signature on it. Can you please take it apart and fix the leads? And so he got that running. I ran it for a while, and then I switched it. So now I got it just sitting over here.
That's where it needs to be right now. To be cherished.
Yeah.
The mirrored thing messes me up too.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It throws me off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Powered by faith. Of course, man.
Dude.
No clipping there. No clicking.
Dude,
Mine's
like,
powered by money, unfortunately. It just keeps taking more and more
It's
from
the only
me.
thing that got me through half the stuff. Tell you.
that's why I
There's-
named
there's just
that's
the
why I
score.
named Casey's High Roller.
Yeah. Balling.
It's also for a Crystal Method song, if you weren't aware of that. On
Yeah, High Rollers are really cool. Crystal Method.
awesome song.
I can't. Heck yeah.
Ooh,
But yeah, there's the
That whole
Ohio
album
Gen
is
alternator. I
How do you like that
I
Ohio
sent him the
Gen, man?
pictures. I'm like, I need this blue. It needs to match. Needs
It's
I've never
perfect.
heard a single
Perfect.
negative thing about Ohio Generator.
Yeah. They are cool, man. They're the ones that reached out to me because a buddy of mine told them about me, and they reached out to me, and they're like, oh, we hear about you. We like to help you out. They cut me out a solid deal, man. I really wanted to go with a solid brand alternator company. I knew Jonathan Patrick, but I'm like, everyone goes to Jonathan Patrick. I'm like, maybe Autotech I was starting a full round with. Guy seems really cool, but then Ohio Gen was like, hey, we will hook you up and you can be a partner with us. And I'm like, let's do it.
That's
Got you
fine.
guys. Heck yeah. Awesome product, man. I haven't had it fail once. It's awesome. And it runs no problem. You know what I mean? And with the factory OEM rectifier or, the regulator and stuff like that. And it runs good, you know? It's awesome. No complaints.
you did a good job painting it too. It looks really good.
Heck yeah. Now this was
Is it
the
painted
render.
or powder coated?
This was the render. Powder coated. Well, they did something else where they said that they don't do what everyone else does, that they do it differently, and it costs a little bit more. I'm not sure if it's powder coated or what. I'd have to. I'll get back to you on that.
I mean, yours is you can tell it's painted really well. Like mine has a few places where like the coating isn't on, which is fine. You'll never see it, but like you can tell that whole thing's blue.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, they did a good job, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is the little video here with me just on my free time, and it's
Ooh,
I don't got
haircut,
much
man.
hair, but I can get it going.
Look at the sub in the background. Just
Yeah.
It's pounding. It's just
smacking,
pounding,
bro.
pounding.
That thing is spooky dooky back there.
Heck yeah,
Look at
man. It goes
Yeah,
full
rest in
X
peace.
mech.
Rest in peace, Ruth.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
What kind of deadly you got going?
No,
on?
rest in peace that rear
Deadener?
dome
None.
light.
No deadener whatsoever.
What?
Yep. None. It's weird how it works, man. It's a mystery box. It really shouldn't play those lows, but because of physics and science, it kind of does. I want to throw dampening in there. I kind of did, but I lost a little bit of score, and that's when I played higher.
This is me after Taco Bell.
Yes.
Right?
No.
Imagine some stuff coming out.
Yes, I took the deadener out because I lost score, but it sounded better. That's the thing. What do you want? Just SPL, or do you want to rattle down the street or actually sound good? And still.
Some people gain and some people lose.
Right,
Well,
and it
snap.
depends where you put your dampening.
Yep,
in what
that's
position, what you're trying to get. Oh, cool.
Heck yeah.
There's the Power Hog.
Yeah, we made it to
my.
Minecraft now.
CustomSpeakerPods.com.
Custom
I need to
speaker
open up my
Represent.
port. You know what? Let me
best.
throw up that comment real fast, because that was one of the things that I was told in the beginning. Sean Mullen, I need to open my port up. I'm tuned at a tad high for my taste. If you
Really
open
need
up
to
your
shrink
port, that's going to raise your tuning if you just do that by itself. Now, I've heard people tell me, oh, you got to open up that port. You got to open up that port. It's not breathing. It's not breathing. It depends. It really does. If you're going to open up that port, your tuning's going to go higher and you're going to have less cone control. It's just how it works. And it depends the airspace of what your box is starting out with. You might want to try to change the box airspace too. It depends. Hey, leave a comment what you got and your box specs, and maybe we can help you out real quick.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And
Thanks for throwing
speaking on that too, like if I were to tell you the measurement on my rear port, which I'm not gonna say that, but oh look, there's Drew. Speaking of rear port, you would think that it's kind of small, but also it's just it all depends.
Absolutely. And Drew says if you're worried about score, you'll pull if you make a port, it tunes higher unless depth increases a lot. Right. Yeah, because it takes a lot to really, like when you tune you have an arrow port, it's like 8 inches or 10 inches to like 22. And that tuning frequency difference is only going to be 3 to maybe 5 hertz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you open it up an inch, you can change your frequency by like 10 hertz just by opening it up or closing it. Because it really makes a difference on the overall size.
See, I'm gonna try shrinking mine down some. Actually, I think I have too much. I want to lower my port tuning. I'm gonna start off by like ripping a piece of PVC down the side and
Heck yeah.
doing the top and the bottom.
We can frame it off any day you want, Scott, and see what happens.
We need to do it to see what changes. So I
I
got
almost went past the flat wall a couple weeks ago too.
some of these are old pictures and new. So I got 2 6.5 of our prototype Predator Neo. It's the customspeakerpods.com. But Predator Neo 6.5. These things sound freaking wicked. They're neodymium. They're doing good. It's Resilient Sounds tweeter. It's customspeakerpod.com. They're okay. We just had the leather done by Crush Customs. Got my Power Hog seats, and this was an older photo before I did the roof line and all that stuff. But it's right after I got my seats done, the Power Hog, and they did a great job at Crush Customs.
Always do.
Yeah.
No.
This is me towing Jordan Royal Hitters Mullins.
Is he
to
is he watching?
See, that's something you usually don't see. Usually you see you towing the base car, not the base car towing another base
They're
car.
both
That's pretty
C-pillar rigs too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
He's got
towed him
four
from freaking
X,
Tennessee to Indianapolis to Slamology and back.
At 55 miles an hour.
Dude, it was so slow.
See, that's nice though with the C-pillar. You got room for your cooler inside of your car, and you can still maybe fit one person in the back. You got all your food and your luggage, and you're
I
not
got room for all
stacking
that.
stuff. You know, you got space. That's cool.
Well,
This is
rear
Slamology.
passengers,
Looked all good.
Plus.
Do you know the
Oh,
muffin?
Slam.
Did you get the what's his the guy that makes the hood props? LAF? Is that
No,
an
this
LAF?
I got this at Slamology. There's 2 things I had to get at Slamology because I had to have. I went to Sparked. I bought their display fans for the fannies.
last
I had to
two,
have
yeah.
literally took them off the display, and then Sky High had a hood prop, and I bought one there.
Who
That's
makes
awesome.
Sky High's hood props though?
I don't know.
Is it LAF?
Probably so. And I did the same thing, kind of thing going on with Casey back here. I went to Joann's, got a link to vinyl, line in the back. This one had the 27500. It's got an 80 amp hour Power Hog. This was getting ready for one of the shows. This is pretty old because I didn't really have my fannies mounted. They're mounted securely and lined up butt to butt now, and I have the switch box and all that stuff in there now. But that's when I was going from the Hog 3s to the Hog 2s, and it was pretty cool. It was after Joe helped me out. We loomed all my RCAs for that RCA short behind the dash. Came out pretty nice.
That was terrible.
I like that
Yeah,
loom
yeah.
stuff. That's nice for under the hood to keep
Oh
things.
wow, went way the
cool.
wrong way. The loom worked out great. It took
Whoa,
definitely-
Caesar.
Yeah, I know. That's when I put the Spark
Excellent.
Innovation single DIN panel in. It took and that thing came out super nice.
It
I've
did
got
come
the
out.
Oh yeah.
It's like it was meant to be there.
yeah exactly. What's
You
up,
and Jeff are
Dean?
Yeah, we got
The,
Dean. We got 14.4
Hey, Dean,
talk.
We got the
We got
dream
some
team
people.
coming in.
Heck yeah.
But so I put the Spark Innovation single DIN in. This thing, dude, between the switch box, which Joe has it also, it gives you the 4 outputs with toggle switches. I got the voltmeter in it. Dude, the thing has made it painless. It was sick. There's me at a show with JP and high bass, but damn it, we did it
See
again.
some videos, man.
Yeah, I had videos. Where'd they go? Me
See
floating
some
a shirt.
flex.
Was it
Yeah,
earlier
that's
today? Show it where it's at
Oh.
now, Scott.
Do what now?
Show it where it's at now.
Where it's at right now? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. This one was at X Power. This one, the freaking. I don't have to do the whole thing, but the glass was like popping out of the track on the end of this one. I never knew it did this on the passenger side.
That's not
Really
a
into
teammate,
it.
Dylan.
It's Dylan, yeah. That high note's not a
Like,
joke,
if,
but
if I tried the demo with the windows up, dude, oh my god.
they would explode.
That's
This
why I
is with
thought
the
you
window
were
closed.
crazy
It's
for
popping
meter
out
and.
of the door. Yeah.
That's why I thought you were crazy meter and sealed up. I'm like, dude, you play like under 30 hertz.
Yeah, I'll never do
How
that.
are your doors staying together?
They don't. I've been through like
Especially
5
with the
window
wall.
regulators.
This is my favorite demo video of Casey's.
Watch her pause it on her face before it drops.
I can tell it's her
That-
first time hearing a
Yeah.
system that loud.
She's like, "This is where you fucked up."
No,
What
wait.
is
no,
it- what is
hold
this
on.
creation?
It dropped out
What-
completely, and then she goes like,
I know
Right here,
we're all
watch.
crazy, man.
Oh, that right there. Yeah.
That was
All right, you
whoa.
that's when all the bass
Yeah.
cut out.
At
all
this
together
moment, she.
before the drop, yeah.
That's why we do it right there. That's why we do it.
For the
That's it
reaction,
right there.
yeah.
That's priceless right
The
there.
hair tornado.
Rest in peace, her brushing her hair the rest of the day.
Dude, it was so bad afterwards.
Now, Casey, when you give double demos like that and you're outside of the car, how much do you trust your system to not like unload and clip your amps to death? Or
Dude,
He's got the knob
100%,
outside.
man. Dude,
you got the
I
knob
have that
outside,
thing.
so you,
I've got it so tuned up, man. Like, and the demo songs I'm playing, like I know that song I can play like 4 times in a row.
Heck yeah. See, that's where you want to get at, where you can
That's
just
my
send it.
barber.
I hate sticking my head in. It's like, do I smell coil? We good? Okay, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my problem. I set mine too high. I'll pop it in a second.
Oh, my
Right,
windshield is flexing.
right.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's me today. Yeah, so I just took and did 320 mil line in my box. Came up pretty sick.
That's good.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gained. If I didn't, it's still sweet. We'll go to Joe's in a minute. I don't pull up the video.
Like,
of
but
mine.
it's still sweet.
Yeah.
It's crush colors, man. It's pretty cool.
Dude,
That is-
everyone
that
likes
is
the purple
awesome.
and blue.
I love
Now,
it.
let's see. We'll do this one.
The purple and blue, like, together, like the best
Came
combo.
out sick, yeah.
Yeah. And then you didn't even mean for it to happen that way either.
We'll take that down so I don't get copyrighted. But yeah, breaking in my down for sound shirt.
That's at 1 amp, probably rising to 7-8 ohms.
Yeah, 50 billion ohms.
Yeah.
That's it.
It'll make my nose move back and forth in the driver's seat if I have the window down.
Oh, that's the best thing, man. It's like getting itchy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
But yeah, I was pretty happy with I got the whole truck dead into the down for sound now. Let's pull up
Looks
old
good.
Old Joe stuff. Yeah, I gained on for sure doing the roof, and I don't know if I did the box or not. I gained anything, but it's worth it either way. Come on, no, just work with me. Come
What
on
are you
now.
coding over there?
I'm trying to go full screen with it, but it's not cooperating.
So, Joe blew 2 subs.
Oh, no.
And
Couple
Scott was
times.
already over there. And they're like, we can't get the front face off of this box. I came over with a hand, like an axe, a throwing axe. We hammered it in to get it out.
Jeez.
Yeah, we got it out though.
That thing
Yeah.
was tough, man. He used some kind of super glue. Or just
Yeah.
silicone, I don't even know what it was.
With that box, I didn't want it to come apart. That's for sure.
Yeah, we were literally
Absolutely.
taking and hammering the tops of an axe, and multiple of us.
I don't understand. What is it called, Joe, that you used?
Oh,
was
the
just
adhesive?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have the name of it in front of me, but it was a really good adhesive. It wasn't like liquid nails or Plex or anything. It was just a really good adhesive I was using. We could have built the whole
Kinda
box
JB
with.
Weld.
No, it wasn't a caulk gun, but I could have built the whole box out of that and not used a screw one.
Yeah, no joke, dude.
Now, Joe, let's get into this. Tell us about your rig, man. Tell us about your base rig.
So that is a Drew Jones design right there.
Nice.
It was really, really well made. Me and my friend Tony Rafferty assembled it on the floor in the garage in the middle of winter. Took it back apart to get it into the Tahoe because there's no way it was going to fit through the back of the truck. So we did that in about 2 months. We only could work on the weekends. So it was a really tight fit. There was no room for error on that. As you see, those 15s make it by 1/8 of an inch between each other. So there really was no room at all for error.
I don't even know. how
That's
to
crazy. You
hold
got to
it.
be less than 45 inches wide because I see you kind of have them kind of catty-cornered a little bit there, just so they would
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah, I don't have the dimensions in front of me. I tell you the truth, I hate to say I forgot, but it might be 46.
We'll
It
cover
might
that
be
in a minute,
46
hopefully.
wide. The outside dimensions
yeah.
might be 46.
Yeah.
Uh,
Heck yeah.
But I don't remember exactly. Yeah, back there you got.
217Ks.
That's right, 217Ks, 2 limitless 100s, a lot of wire. Lot
You
of
weren't
wire.
kidding about the light show. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's you
light
gotta make it
is
look.
so
You gotta make it pretty, man. You gotta make it pretty.
Got lights in
Yeah,
the doors and everything, man. Tell us about
Yeah.
the doors, man.
I just upgraded to all Crescendo UN series.
Like I said, upgraded too.
Yeah, they turned out really good. They turned out really good. They sound fantastic. So much lighter than what I had before. I bet you I lost 60, 70 pounds per door. It's and they sound fantastic. So I have no
Why
complaints
does
there.
this thing so loud? Like, a lot of people, like loud pack guys around the area, they know like the UNs are like the loudest loudspeaker around. And like,
I'll
I
tell you
want
what.
louder.
I had Alfreds before, and they were super loud, super clear, and very bassy. There was definitely a difference in sound
They were
in the two.
bassy.
There was, while the new ones are not as bassy, but they're not built the same, so they're not supposed to be as bassy. But I wouldn't go back to what I had. I'm happy with what I have, clearly.
Wow.
Now we'll go ahead and touch base on this. I think this is a great one to bring up for the conversation topic, and we'll go in kind of the order that we did. So how long did it take you to come up with your install, Casey? Because you had multiple installs before you got to where you're at today. You had a couple no wall. You had to take and to go into that.
So, okay, so it started off a couple years ago. I bought the truck as a daily, and I'm like, I'm just gonna daily this. I love this truck. And then I put 2 18-inch platinums in it, and then that wasn't loud enough. And I did 4 15-inch platinums, and that wasn't loud enough. And then I had all this stuff done with my headliner and everything, and my buddy's like, you're gonna wall it anyway. So then I wound up walling it. Got a Drew Jones design. And same thing as Joe on the weekends. We didn't have much time, so me and Mokel, me and Mokel, which is Fire Truck, a lot of guys know him, on Saturdays, man, just knocked it out a little bit at a time. And it was originally built for 4 FI SP4 Plus 18s on the 17K. And one of the FIs exploded, and just doing what I was demoing for Scott. It was a crazy demo, and then all of a sudden smoke's just pouring out. So then I was trying to get ready before Slam. My roof wasn't done then, and I got really lucky with the CV6s. And so it's probably from December until it's probably like 4 or 5 months to get it completely done, I would say. And it's still not done. I mean, it's never done. I still have to finish my door panels and do a couple
Always
other
little
things.
tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And all my subs, and my amp and all my subs are for sale right now. So I got some secrets. Scott knows what's going on. I'm trying to like catch a charge of this thing.
You guys are crazy. I have such a hard time selling equipment. It's like, I don't have that much equipment, but I have enough, where a random person be like,
That's
wow,
why I
you have enough of that?
In my builds, I try to do the most with the least equipment. You know what I mean? I want to max out the equipment I have and find what their threshold is before I go and add like more subs, more amps, more power, more this, more that. I want to see what the max is, what I have. I think I do a pretty good job of that just in general. But
I like you said that. I do the same. Like think about it. Like I'm 150s on 17500. You know what I mean? Like kind of seat.
Yeah,
so
which are really probably if we clamped it with the rise, I don't even know. What
probably 3,000 watts, 4,000 watts.
Yeah.
Hey, you'd be surprised how loud you'd be with that, and look at you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's loud enough. And then
it goes back to how loud do you want it? I mean, how much louder, more louder do you want it?
Absolutely.
Andy, what about you? What was the process of with the Cookie Monster? How long did it take you to get to where it's at now?
Yeah, I'm a weekend warrior like these guys as well. Me and my buddy Tony worked on it about 3.5 months on the weekends. Saturday, Sunday, anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day because we literally had to strip it down. You know what I mean? Like we actually did it right. He's like a kind of guy where, like I hooked him up. I gave him like $150, $200, not that much. But, he really helped me. He wanted to make sure it was done right and stuff like that. Because, like, I designed it. You know what I mean? I said where I wanted everything, how I wanted it. He just made it look right and done right. And, the little things that I'm not, like the electronic grease so that your grounds don't oxidize and stuff like that. Just the little things here and there and just, you know what I mean? So, oh, God. Defrail. Jesus. 14.4 talk is in the chat. Oh no. But yeah, I mean about 3 months because every other build that I had before, once you put in one build, they're all kind of interchangeable at some degree. And then once you start adding more and more and you start learning more, there's more things that you have to do it the right way. So, but yeah, absolutely, man. It took me about 3 months. And if you're going to do it right, like say you do it by yourself and you got a decent build like these guys do, and you're doing that by yourself and you do it every day, that's going to take you 2 weeks. And that's like 8-hour days every day by yourself. There's no way. And that's where you're cutting some corners too. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of step process involved with it. Because, yeah, I don't personally do it myself with these big builds, but people are asking me questions. And I'm learning from other people doing it and seeing it, you know what I mean? And hearing about it, it's like I've done it. You know what I mean? So, not exactly per se, but enough. And I build enclosures myself. I just been so busy I haven't had to do one in a while. So, but I love designing them. No Drew Jones or anything with the 4th orders and 6th orders, but I got them ported boxes down pretty good. To sound good.
Yeah, for sure.
Drew said, I like efficiency. And I'm going to totally agree with that.
Efficiency is key,
it's John's
man.
in my build. I mean, doing 60s on less than 15K, and it's a Drew Jones design. All I had to do was throw subs in it and an amp and just roll.
Mine started out with like a hodgepodge, man. So
yeah,
the excursion was I'd bought a stereo for my Corvette. Okay, I bought a bunch of stuff for the Corvette. I'm gonna go ahead and yeet this guy, but using timeout. But any rate, I bought a bunch of stuff for my Corvette that I never installed. Right, I had a sub. I had P3s, I had a Scar LP 1001, and a Kenwood double din. I just put things off. I never put it in the Corvette. Then I'm like, oh, I can put the double din in this truck. Put that in. I'm like, okay, now I'll put the P3 in. Then I bought another P3, and then I bought a third P3. And then I was like, screw that, I'm doing something else. And I was like, I'm gonna go Scar. And I bought 4 Scar IX10s, and I put them on the LP, and that wasn't enough. And then just kept going up from there. Then I went to 2 15s. I bought the T2s and beat on them in the T3.
First, it was the quest for 140s.
Yeah.
With the 10s. And then it was
yeah, so I was going to hit 140 and hit a 139.9. Like, can't even make it up.
Yeah, just literally. So bad.
Yeah.
That's it. Start over. Everything's gone.
I'm not going to rub it in, but I got a 40 flat at the headrest. First time ever metering.
I'm in a fucking limo, dude. I'm in a limo. In a
right,
limousine.
I know.
Like a submarine,
big
dude.
car.
Yeah.
A tiny car.
Yeah, dude. That's what was crazy, too, is because later on, I had the 215 set up. I was a 146 with the 2 T215s and the T3000 in the truck.
That didn't feel like a 46, though, either.
No, okay, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I had the golds. I had the 415 golds and the T4000, and when I had the gold in the Corvette. I made it a 146 with the 415 golds. Then I took the Corvette to a show, and then I made it a 146 in the Corvette Outlaw. And I'm like, with one sub on 800 watts. And I'm like, the same loud, but of course, the demo is not even anywhere near the same. So,
do you have a picture of those T2s? Imagine 4 of those in a flat wall.
I'll pull up the T2s. I love
that
T2s.
reminds me of William Gay's buddy's Corvette that burnt down. Do you remember that with the 415 scars you had?
Yeah, the white one.
Yeah, and that was decently loud too. You know, that was a T-top, I think. And was yours a T-top or was it the hard regular?
Targa.
I can pull it up now.
He had the Targa top.
Yeah.
Okay. It flew off on the highway like 600 feet in the air.
Bro, yeah. Okay, y'all seen the first Fast and the Furious? Whoa, wrong train.
Whoa.
The first Fast and the Furious movie where they're doing the chase scene to the big rig truck at the end, and it's a super coming up on the big rig ride, and there's a point where he takes and punches the Targa top off, right? That's what my top did. I went on a cruise with a lady one night, came back the next morning, threw the top on, didn't latch it like I latch it in the morning, and started driving to work. I downshifted to pass this lady, and my Targa top went to infinity and freaking beyond, dude. Just freaking, just shot straight up in the air. And it was just so happened that same day, dude, it went flying, skid across the concrete, to the whole on the paint side of it too, not the fabric side. Damn. And so I drove to work. Guess what? My tool truck doesn't start. So I'm running my business that day out of the Corvette. And I'm driving around, and the whole top of the black Targa top is white. Because the fiberglass is paint stripped off. And that wasn't my best day. But here's those T2s. I have tried them recon.
Look at those things, dude.
You still have the Corvette C5?
No, I sold that when we. I sold that when we. No, it's a C6. I sold that when we started off Power Hog. I sold it when we first kicked it off.
So these don't have the rings on them. I thought they looked really good with the rings, but both ways they look really good. I think.
There's the day we put the radio in, Casey, at your other house.
Oh yeah, in Conyers.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a stick too, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he drove that like a Honda Civic. Literally red line every gear. It was terrifying.
Well, hell yeah. I wasn't nice to my bed either.
Wicked, man.
That's when you have to want the rings come out, Casey?
The rings look so good.
This is Mokel did a great job on that box too.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine just went up from there, dude. So I took I went from the IX10s, the T2s, and I went from the T2s to Brazilian Gold 15s, and then I kept talking. Casey kept scumbagging me to just go ahead and wall it off, and now here we are.
I was getting scumbag too to wall mine off.
Touche.
Yeah, I got a question. Casey and Joe, this is for you guys, because I kind of understand Scott's story. What made you guys want to go real big? I'm talking like your big build that you guys have today.
Well, I want to hear Joe. I want to hear how Joe started, and then we'll go into that.
Yeah.
My truck was bought specifically for a large build in it. That was the whole reason I bought this Tahoe. Took me about 3 or 4 months to start accumulating all the gear, and then I spent 1 year building it in the garage, virtually by myself. Originally, it was 4 15s, DC Audio 15s, and 3 amps, and two of my 17Ks in the back. And about, I'd say 5 days after that was done, it wasn't loud enough.
And you get used to it, yeah.
Yeah, it was when we put it on the meter, it was around 54, 55, and right there and there I knew it wasn't loud enough. So at that point I immediately started going, what are we going to do? And reached out to, I think, 7 or 8 different designers to design me boxes for 615s. And I really did. All of them gave me designs, and I didn't like any of them. They all apparently would have worked, but none of them were good. And then eventually I got a box I liked, and I put it in and went for 2 months with it. It was a slide-in box, and for 2 months, and it was hitting good numbers. I very quickly decided it was a slide-in.
The flat
It
wall
was supposed, the slide. It was supposed to be a flat wall, but unfortunately, I just couldn't stand it up. Wasn't enough room.
Portable flat wall. That's pretty cool, man.
I didn't want to wall it off completely like it is now at the time.
Right, that's dedication. Once you do that, you're there.
Yeah, I didn't want to go that far, so I bought that box, slid it in, and it was fine. It was hitting huge numbers, but unfortunately, I couldn't see my speakers, and I really wanted to see them. That was part of the whole show-off scene part of it. So, in no time at all, I reached out to somebody else, Drew, in fact, and had him design me a new box, and that's what we got now. But I think I'm going to change that here soon once I get a new design out of it and go with something else.
Heck yeah, that's
Very
awesome.
I always want to go big personally, but like, what really messed me up, I was at Sundown. I was kind of happy with my no wall setup, and I sat in Cody's Jakar Buick, and he was smashing like 14, 15, 16 hertz on, what were they, Sundown, were they SA-15s?
They were SAs, yeah.
They were SAs.
Instead of regular SAs.
Yeah, and that thing was amazing. I was like, these lows I've never heard anything like it. I didn't hear any cars there that sounded like it. And I'm like, I want to do this. I want to like also turn it up a notch. I want to do a 62. 60.
I just want to do a 60 at 10 hertz.
I hit a Drew. I'm like, hey, I want to hit numbers maybe, but mainly I want to be windy boy and low boy. And that's what happened.
I knew I was going to wall mine off when you came and met me at Monster Customs, and you hadn't walled yours off yet. You had just finished the 218 build. And I got a demo at Monster, and
that's right.
Yeah, I had the T2s still. No, I had the golds already. You had the 18s, I had the golds, and I was like, this ain't enough. And there we went to a wall. Fun.
That's crazy.
No, I had the 415s, didn't I?
You for sure only had the 18s because I had Ryan Hill with me.
So was Scott always louder than Casey until recently, or was
No,
it always like back and forth?
He's always been like 1 little inch behind.
yeah. Well, now you got me by like over 2 times the human ear. Yeah.
No.
Heck yeah. Hey, it's cool when you have friends, and we do this in the hobby together. But it's a competition, but it's a friendly competition.
We push each other to do better.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what we try to do. Yeah.
That's kind of what gave me incentive to build Cookie Monster 2.0, which everyone knows is Cookie Monster. Is my buddy JR down the street. He got a new box, new sub. He was clamping a decent amount of power, around as much as I was, but he was doing like a 49, and I was stuck at like a 46 and a half. And I guess he was joking around, but you know how guys are and how protective girlfriends can be. So he was saying, oh, well, I'm louder than you. And it's like, I helped him get to where he was. So I just take it. I'm like, oh, yeah. Shut up, JR. He's that nice neighbor down the street. And Kayla's like, man, I'm tired of JR talking crap. So you really just need a new box and you'll be louder than him? And I'm like, well, probably, yeah,
She's like, do it.
Yeah, she's literally.
If he dies, he dies.
It's on.
Yeah.
That's how Caitlin is, too. She's like super supportive of everything I'm doing. She just like, I'll tell her how much it costs, but she doesn't want to know. She like does, but then doesn't, and then she'll shake her head, One of those things.
That's it, man. It's cool when they get involved, JR's in the lead again. He put about $7,000 into his system, and I got to design the box. The last one was a Drew Jones design. I got to design this one, and that's the one that does like a 53. You get the headrest 38 on like 6K, 215s, American base, X Monsters, lithium, Terramp 12K or whatever. It's nice, but yeah, he wants to get out of it, but it's like I gotta get louder than him, and it's just taking time because Kicker's taking forever. But hey, get to save more money, It's like,
touche.
But it's cool, It's like I want to be the loudest kid on the block, but at least I got him there. That's what's cool.
Yeah.
Now, if the competition's at 32 hertz, I'll play.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I do. That's it. That's the only frequency now.
I can do like 28 to like 45, like pretty freaking good.
That's what's awesome about fourth order, sixth order, C pillars, B pillars. You got that bandwidth, you know, and it's different than in a vehicle where you get that cabinets gain and all that kind of fun stuff as you would. But I mean, it's cool, you know. And whenever you don't build extremely large like I do, you kind of have a nice bandwidth, you know. My bandwidth isn't bad, but it reacts like a 6 order, and I have to change my window up or down if I want to play really low, or if I want to be just kind of loud, I got to put both windows down, or you know what I mean. It's just it's cool, but at the same time, I'm doing a lot with a little. That's the problem.
Yeah,
and
that's
you know,
that's really cool though. And I know what you mean though. Like, so if I have one window up, I can play down to like 14.
Yep.
But around like 18 to 20, my door slaps so hard it's like going to create a wormhole. So I
yeah, you just start unloading. Yeah, you start unloading.
Mine is.
Oh, they're not unloading. The doors are just slapping so hard from the pressure. Yeah,
there's that too.
Yeah,
my trunk just starts going because my trunk isn't sealed. You know what I mean? It's not a wall, so my trunk just starts going. And whenever I have like the one window up, it helps. It reacts like a reverse 6 order. I don't know. It's weird. It's physics. I don't want to know, but I know how it works. It's cool. But
Joe's truck, if y'all didn't see, is not sealed at the B pillar, sealed at the C pillar, right, Joe?
Yeah, it's not sealed off with the B pillar. Yeah.
And he is just smashing. He can't even keep a windshield in it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, 3 windshields. I can't get back, but I can't go below 28. 28 to 34 is all mine will play. It won't go lower than 28 and not much higher than 34.
The pressure, though.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of pressure. The first time I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to get out of this.
But my windows have to be down. If I put them up, I lose half my base right there. I have just too much cone space.
See, mine gains in the higher notes with the windows up. I can play like 30 to like 50 with the windows up great, but if I want to go into like the 20, especially below 28, 27, I have to open a door and roll the windows down.
Yep. That's all that quarter wave, half wave, all that fun stuff. That's where that comes in.
The Hog 2s sound wicked though. We're at 25 hertz. I freaking love them. I kind of actually for the efficiency, I kind of like them better than the Hog 3s because I'm as loud as I was on the Hog 3s on less power.
You just need so much power for those. Like we have a guy that has 2 Salt 4K, one per
on each coil. Yeah. The Hog 2s sound great, man. I need more power on them.
But man, that Neo, that thing looks crazy when it's actually moving, man. It's it's pretty cool.
The mine I can play, like I said, like 30 to like 50 with the windows up. But if I want to play like 25 and below, I really can't really even do anything below 20 really well. But I can play 20 hertz fine with a door open or windows down. I like demoing all my windows down, but it just sucks at shows because you get all that freaking interference from everyone else on each side of you because I park next to these assholes. So they're like,
you just gotta work on your port tuning a little bit and add like quadruple the power.
Did you ever try demoing with the back windows down, front windows up? Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I've done them with random doors open, all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
everything.
Dude, if you're sitting in the back seat of that, like even today, I did the video earlier. Like it doesn't bother me up front, like it doesn't seem loud. Certain notes will make me pretty dang uncomfortable in that back row. Like
yeah, it does.
Yeah, especially the higher ones. You're right by that tuning port. Heck yeah.
All the pressure is going out the doors.
Yeah.
His doors are like it rubbed all the paint off on the inside.
Yeah, my back doors have no paint in the jams on either side. Like it slanted off. I put deadener in there to fill it in, and they still move.
Slapping, bro, slapping.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any recommendation on like a
door seal? Yeah,
door seal. Like I was thinking about that, and I have some adhesive promoter, and I can.
You got to be like my buddy Soda. My buddy Soda, he's got locks. He literally has locks built into his door. That lock it, and then he has a slide bar and wedges it to keep his door shut. But
weld it, Scott.
Entire extreme build.
Weld your back door shut.
Absolutely. Well done.
Hey, 25, you can message me on that. This isn't really a Power Hog show thing. Hit me up and I can get you on the spec stuff you want to do on that kind of stuff. But I will not really
we could talk about. I can talk about Power Hog, right?
If you'd like to. I mean,
H1 or H2 for my buddy's 2400. He's been getting ready to. He has the money, but he's going through some stuff right now. What's that?
I'm ready when he is. We'll make it happen.
Well, what do you think he should do? Do you think he should do the H1s or H2? H2s.
The Hog 2, yeah.
Hog
2s all day.
Okay.
They're insane.
Because I was going to go with the H1s, but it's like, I don't know if I trust him with the gain knob.
Yeah.
You know? And then the H2s can handle more. Is that with a higher tempered coil, or is that with heat transfer properties.
It's got better cooling capacity on the motor and in the basket because it has little spacers between the motor and the thing too, added for venting, and it has the black high temp coil in the Hog 2s that it's not having on the Hog 1s. Hog 1's still a great sub, but for his power and stuff he has, because it doesn't even have a freaking HTC, he has the Orion right now down here or whatever.
Well, he had the Orion. He sold that. The KX 2400.
Scott, show him the 12 that's coming.
The 12 is coming, yeah.
Yeah, dude, this thing is a little chode piece.
Little thick boy.
Thick boy.
Oh, God. Is this the H312 or is this or just a totally different
it's a
thing?
Hog 312,
really.
yes.
I mean, they're too older for you.
Yeah.
They're doing custom top plates and bottom plates for us and stuff. It's kind of cool.
I like your shirt, Scott.
Thank you, sir. I got that today.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it does look pretty crisp.
Yeah. Brand spanking new.
You're gonna wear it one time and never wash it again. Put it back in the closet. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
I'm gonna leave that white one in the car just to
I had
throw
like
the board.
15 down for sound checks, and like half of them shrunk too much, and my belly ends down.
Ooh, I want to show this real quick too. I forgot that I've got this in. I'm excited to use. I'm excited to do my freaking Civic build as soon as I get this. You know, he's got the Hurricane going right now, but
I'm digging the colors.
dude, it's gonna be tight.
Making the green go good together.
Yeah. See how on Andy's, like, see mine has a few spots like this where it's thin or like there isn't.
Oh, yeah.
I think you did that on purpose, though.
Yeah, because that's where I can ground to that right there. Yeah, I was gonna. I wasn't mad because I was gonna scrub the paint off there anyway.
Yep.
But where'd it go?
Smart.
There you go. There's the Hog 312.
Ooh.
She's thick.
Cool.
I mean,
So
I'll give
that's
Andy.
What are the Tims looking like?
So is that the same motor? Same motor?
No, it's Ferrite because the Hog 3 has a Neo motor on it, but we're actually switching them all to Ferrite because the all reality, believe it or not, so we're probably gonna do a mixture of both. But there's a huge demand of people that were just wanting Ferrite versions of the Hog 3, and we can make it where they can use the same recone kits. But I'm gonna be the smaller subwoofers for sure. Probably all be Ferrite and do 15s and 18s probably in the Neo because it's not you can't bolt the same basket assemblies to that motor. But
it's nice to have that option, though, you know, because some people are willing to pay the extra $1 for the efficiency or for the weight, whatever they're.
You can make it. It makes the sub at a better price point for switching to the Ferrite motor. You can lower the price on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like you
Absolutely.
and then some guys. I mean, you got those guys like all those team subs, those big honking motors on them. You know what I mean? So they're going to get that humongous Ferrite motor if it's an option.
Yeah. I love mine. I love my Ferrite.
Me too. Yeah. Man, those things after a show. It's still warm the next day. It's ridiculous.
I feel like though, dude,
mine was hot for hours.
Yeah, I mean, it does. And then on top of it, man, like I don't know if I could sit in Joe's truck all day. Like there's such a magnetic field. And like when you're in that, dude, like you feel like you throws your like the iron in my blood's moving.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's true. You stick your head in that box for more than a minute, you'll come out dizzy.
It was, yeah. I mean, there's no telling what kind of radiation was. It is, you know, magnetic
that's not
field.
Great for you. Yeah, too much magnetic force.
Magnetic field is radiation. Okay, so it's a form of radiation.
Radix,
yep, absolutely different wavelength.
Yeah,
the EMF field is high in that box, I'm sure.
And you know you got all the glossy paint on the both sides, so it's just bouncing it for inside the box.
It's not glossy. It's diamond bright. Is the name of
it. Diamond bright.
Straight clipping radiation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Show that video from the outside, but without the volume.
Which one?
The one where they're
yours
outside, yeah.
All right, I can do that.
Because we skipped it, but we didn't want to. We didn't play it because of the copyright. But
I can do it without video. I mean, I can do it.
You know what I
audio.
noticed with copyright though? Like how I do my YouTube, right? Well, there's a lot of things where I should get copyright strikes and I don't. And I think it's because of the background music. I think it throws it off.
Well, it's a they do it by it's not people that are going and looking for stuff on the thing. They do it by the audio track.
There's JP.
Yep.
JP's a really cool dude.
Yeah. I like the little
inner
inner mic. It's like a little fluffy thing going around.
Caitlin.
Yeah, having a good time.
Oh, that's what's her name? I forget what's.
It's Kayla.
That's Kayla.
It's Kayla on the right, and then Caitlin on the left.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I've seen her making posts. She's like getting real heavy into the bass scene and stuff. Does her husband have a bass build and all that stuff? What's he? What's
they're both
he got?
on our team. We just got.
I don't know if we can talk about his build. I don't know if he wants to put it out there. But yeah, he's only gonna do 2 subs, 1 amp, and his is an absolute brick. His vehicle is a brick.
Heck yeah.
And there's Duncan over there.
Steve. Jeez.
Okay, let's talk about that thing. It's ridiculous.
What, Duncan's truck?
Yes, ignorant.
I'll pull up Duncan's truck.
I should have sent you the video where the guy was dying behind me.
Yeah.
You're right, 25. That's exactly why I don't get copyright. I got the chat going right beside me. It's just funny. These guys are going crazy.
Man,
Really?
I like having 14. We're gonna have a 14.4 volt night one day. We had to.
I know. That's why I talked to them in the chat. I think it was on the Kicker post or 12 Volt Talk last week or something like that. They haven't really got back to me. I want them to reach out so we can bring them on. That'd be cool. Heck yeah. I want to see some faces. Even if it might just be a black, dark screen, maybe we just hear their voices. You know?
Yeah, like Casey. Look at the EXO.
Yeah, like
dude, that
Dude,
this thing was
crazy.
insane, man. So like the first time I saw this, it beat me to death, right? Casey did it. I was like, fuck that. Then Drew Jones. Well, I didn't even know who Drew Jones was at the time, right? Like Casey said, "Oh, it's
right
Drew
there?
Jones, whatever." So Drew Jones just goes and sits down in it and just like, oh, looking around and stuff like that, and it's just going full tilt. I'm like, bro, I can't do that. That's not me. I can't. I'm not that guy.
I'm cool
the
with
last
the
show.
lows. I'm cool with the lows, like 45 hertz and up, and over a 66, 67. That's brutal on your chest. It's brutal.
Yeah.
If it's a test zone, it is, but if it's music, it's not so bad.
Right. But then you don't know when the bass is coming, so then you don't know when to breathe. You know what I mean?
Just don't breathe.
Yeah.
Just don't breathe.
Then you start turning purple. You know what I mean? You should see that
Oh,
one
you
video
know.
of me sitting in the cube. Oh man, that was bad. I ate nachos and I drank a pop right before I went in there. Literally right before I went in, and I felt like I was gonna throw up. Like literally, I had to get out after like a minute of demos, and I'm like, I cannot breathe. I feel my food coming up on me. This is not good, and I'm like packed in like sardines with all these people in here. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
it's crazy. First
think,
time I went in, no problem.
No, for sure. I think my craziest demo I ever got was Russian Wind, though.
That was amazing.
Russian Wind.
Dude.
Is that with the Def Bounce?
Yeah.
Yes.
Black
okay. My hat came off. Okay. It just like ripped my hat off my head. And it was a tight hat. I have a big head, dude. So not many hats fit, first of all. And it takes a lot to get the hat off his head. And it rips my hat off. And I have to physically pull it out of the torch. I've never felt anything like that. I've never felt any kind of. I mean, I'm talking this. It was ignorant, dude.
Them Russians ain't messing around, man. They're the ones that designed the SPL lab. You know, they're like, you silly Americans.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's ignorant.
It's nuts.
He's getting smacked by his own hat.
That's nuts.
It's pulling her shirt off. It's pulling. His glasses are staying. I don't know how that's happening.
Now I want to know how that tent's still there. You know, boom.
The tent was moving like crazy when we were there last time.
Russian
insane.
Wind. Wow.
Yeah, that's cool too.
That's
Maybe
like
to show his
football.
lithium. He has an LTO bank. It's like the size of a house in the back.
Yeah,
He needs it.
yeah. And I think they're charging it off an inverter and a generator
Oh,
or
that's
something
what
like
it's
that. They're doing
named.
Small
something.
nuclear power plant off to the side over there.
Yeah.
Power Hog was our other business partner, Reginald's. Oh, he was already doing his thing with Power Hog Lithium. Was already a thing, and we expanded it to Power Hog Car Audio. And Rolling Thunder was my dad and John Ross's car audio shop here in North Georgia in the early '90s. And I thought it'd be a nice tribute to them to doing the Rolling Thunder podcast.
Heck yeah. Got to keep it going.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know. I kind of wish I went to Slamology this year, man. I
wish you
missed
did
out,
too.
but yeah,
sick.
dude. Next year for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
my
What a good
alternator
feature,
fell
son.
off pulling into Slamology.
Yeah, the whole thing just fell off. At the
Are you
beginning. And
guys
that was,
thinking about going to the Kicker Old School meet
Yes.
they're having?
planning on it? Are we driving?
Yes.
Or
I'm driving, bro. Let's do this.
I'm riding
We're
with
gonna-
you. Let's go.
We'll road trip it because I want to
We'll
bring
do
those. I told you already. I'm going to bring the ZX 360s to get signed and get the one fixed, and then
What's the
Might as well
date
road
on that?
the 18th of October or 16th of October.
16th.
Where is it
Yeah,
at?
it's my daughter's birthday,
Stillwater.
but I might have to drag her with me.
Look at the
I'm
LTO
going.
bank. Ignorant, dude. Look at that.
I'm gonna rewind it.
You know what the best part about that bank is?
It's safe.
Completely safe.
It's
Other than
safe.
a dead short, completely
Safe.
safe. You could shoot it with a gun. Just shoot a hole in one of them. It'd be fine. It just vents out. Yeah,
I wonder how many amp hour that is.
a lot. It's like
That's-
400.
Wow, let's count them.
Wow.
Let's count right
If they're
now.
45 amp hours each, we have how many cells in series? Let's see.
30.
It's at least 20 long, and then you got there
20 times 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, yeah.
20 times 40 amp hour,
Yeah,
so
6 series.
800 amp hour.
That's insane.
See, at that point, you just plug it into the 220 for like the
Charge it for 2 hours.
yeah.
Yep.
Dude, these big amps are getting close to that 220 AC voltage.
Yeah.
Right. Literally.
My salt's at 174 right now.
Woo.
Yeah, and it clipped at 178 on it, so
It's insane.
yeah,
It's a lot.
it is. I
You
mean,
could probably
the
run
Windows
that
is
on
out
like
there,
a
too.
220 build, just no. Can't.
You know what interests me is those high voltage tear amps.
Right. Is that like a Class A design since it's running the same voltage as the input? How's that work?
I'm
It's
unaware.
insane, though.
That's something to find out.
Well, guys, we're up on the hour mark. I've taken in episode 14 of Rolling Thunder audio live stream. We went under everyone's rides. What do you guys want to do next week? You want to do the Scrapyard Base Wars? What do you want to do? Something like that?
Yeah, we could do that.
We
Yeah,
should
that'd
all
be
play
fun.
the same song and demo the same song and then play them together in a video.
We could do
The
that.
outro.
Only if I'm
We're
running
all
by
playing
then.
the same song.
Touche.
We'll
We'll figure something out for cool. It's a 600.
Heck yeah.
Oh, we got somebody chimed in. It's a 640 amp hour bank.
No, it's days.
Thank
That's
you,
still,
James.
that's still a
Pretty
lot.
close. I mean, you need about that for how much power they're clamping. They're probably clamping 40, 60K. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you're going to go through that pretty fast.
Yeah.
Over time.
But guys, let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Rolling Thunder,
Yeah.
episode 14. I appreciate everyone's time. We'll figure out something cool for next week. That was a fun episode.
Good night, everybody.
Teddy's like, we're out,
Guys.
Teddy.
Teddy, shut up.